Welcome to the HFY Tales channel. Remember to like and subscribe if you like the story. Enjoy and take care.
The starfields twinkled above the arena of Zilthar Prime, a monumental structure overshadowed by lush alien flora and vibrant bioluminescent fauna. This was the site of the Galactic Tournament, held every 5 cycles, a place where beings from countless worlds gathered to showcase their prowess and glory. Among the towering, armored warriors and lithe, elegant aliens, one figure stood out: Eli, a mere human surrounded by towering competitors. Eli had arrived on Zilthar Prime with a simpler goal than glory. With dreams larger than life itself and an innate stubbornness he had honed through years of hard training, he was here to challenge expectations. A human amongst aliens, he felt the weight of incredulity upon him like an unyielding mantle. Dressed in a well-worn training suit, Eli exuded a mix of confidence and vulnerability. Pathetic. A voice interrupted his thoughts. He turned to see Kira, a strikingly beautiful alien warrior from the esteemed Ziltharian caste, her skin glistening under the fluorescent lights. With sharp features and adorned with armor that seemed almost organic, she embodied strength and finesse. Her laughter echoed in his ears, drawing the attention of other competitors. "What's a human doing here?" she scoffed, amusement dancing in her alien eyes. "Did you come to challenge me or bring me snacks?" Eli felt the familiar sting of defensiveness rise within him. He straightened up, fists clenching at his sides. "I've come to challenge you," he declared, his voice steady despite the thrumming of his heart. "And I will marry you if I win." The crowd murmured with a mix of surprise and delight at his audacity. Kira raised an eyebrow, her humor shifting into curious intrigue. "And what makes you think a pathetic human could ever best a warrior of my caliber?" She shot back, crossing her arms defiantly. "Because I'm more determined than you think," he replied, a grin creeping across his lips despite the humiliation around him. Her laughter boomed again, ringing out over the surprised whispers. "Very well, little human," she said, amusement still lingering in her tone. "Let's see if you have what it takes. It will be entertaining at the very least." The challenge was set. As Kira turned, the crowd erupted into cheers and jeers, fueling a fire inside Eli, something he hadn't expected. It was more than just pride on the line. It was the chance to show that humanity wasn't the underdog of the galaxy. But deep down, Eli also felt a flicker of something else, an undeniable attraction to the warrior who had dismissed him so casually and so swiftly. Was this a foolish endeavor, or the beginning of something altogether different? The tournament began, and it would be the ultimate test of strength, skills, and maybe even the heart. The opening ceremony of the Galactic Tournament was a spectacular display, with vibrant colors and mesmerizing performances showcasing the cultures of various alien species. Yet amid the grandeur, Eli's focus was singular: Kira. He could feel her sharp eyes on him from across the vast arena, waiting for their inevitable confrontation. The first competition was a sparring tournament, requiring agility, strategy, and strength, a trifecta Eli had been honing his entire life. He stood at the edge of the arena, feet planted firmly, heart racing. As the names were called, he watched powerful figures clash, each strike echoing as they demonstrated their prowess. Finally, it was Eli's turn. The arena's spotlight illuminated him as he stepped forward, facing a towering Ziltharian warrior, his muscles rippling beneath his skin like liquid metal. Eli swallowed hard but remembered Kira's teasing laughter, which ignited a spark of determination within him. "Ready to lose, little human?" the Ziltharian taunted, charging forward with enormous force. Eli sidestepped, narrowly avoiding a potentially crushing blow, relying on agility rather than brute strength. He countered with a well-placed kick that struck the warrior's knee, causing him to stumble. The crowd gasped, surprised by the human's unexpected resilience. Using the distraction, Eli darted in, delivering a series of quick jabs and feints, forcing his opponent to reconsider his approach. He could feel the rhythm of the arena and the mounting energy from the audience, the thrill coursing through him. As the sparring match progressed, Eli quickly gained respect. He showcased not just tactics, but also how he outsmarted his opponent. With a final twist and shove, he sent the Ziltharian sprawling to the ground, the crowd erupting in cheers. After the match, Eli basked in the exhilaration of victory, but his gaze immediately sought Kira's among the throng of warriors. She stood observing, a flicker of something new in her expression. Was it admiration? Or perhaps something more? "You got lucky." Kira shrugged as Eli approached her, a teasing glint in her eyes. "But don't think this means you can take me on. You've merely scratched the surface." "Maybe," Eli smirked. "But it's a nice surface, right? I didn't think someone like you would be worried about a pathetic human beating your record." Kira tilted her head, her smile shifting slightly. "I'm not worried, but I am intrigued. You're different than most humans I've encountered." "Different how?" Eli asked, curious. "Perhaps it's your audacity." Kira stepped closer, a challenge lighting her expression. "But this isn't over yet, little one. The real battles lie ahead, and I assure you, you'll need more than luck to face me." As the tournament continued, Eli realized that each battle wasn't just a fight. It was a dialogue between them. The more he competed, the more Kira seemed to come alive, her laughter intertwining with his determination, forging something new and exhilarating. The next round would test them both, a challenge of tactics and wits, where brute force could lead to disastrous consequences. As they prepared for the next phase of the tournament, uncertainty loomed. Would he win through skill, or would it require something he hadn't anticipated? A connection that bridged not just their worlds, but their hearts? As the galactic tournament coursed forward, Eli found himself riding a wave of unexpected success. With every match won, whispers of the pathetic human turned into murmurs of awe, and finally, a budding respect. Yet it was Kira's presence, her laughter, her teasing comments, and her fierce gaze that kept his heart racing beyond the thrill of victory. In the days that followed, each match brought more than simply physical challenges. Eli noticed the way Kira would occasionally lean forward. Her interest peaked whenever he applied an innovative tactic during combat. It was the little things, her approving nod, the glimmer in her eyes after a particularly clever move, that fueled his determination. Their next competition was a test of strategy called the Maze of Fire, where warriors had to navigate through a labyrinth filled with traps and obstacles, all while trying to outmaneuver one another. The first to reach the center of the maze would be declared the victor. As the whistle blew, Eli felt the adrenaline spike through him. The maze was daunting, with walls made of shimmering crystal, hot flames erupting intermittently from hidden vents. The moment he entered, the weight of the audience's gaze fell upon his shoulders, but it was Kira's presence that resonated strongest in his mind. "Do not stumble, human." Kira's voice rang out from the sidelines, laced with amusement. "I won't rescue you if you get burned." Eli spotted the path ahead, but he could see Kira moving gracefully through the maze, employing her alien agility with stunning efficiency. She was built for this kind of challenge. Yet, Eli couldn't let that dissuade him. He had to play to his strengths. Navigating through the twists and turns, Eli remained vigilant, using his surroundings to his advantage. He noticed Kira had set traps of her own. She expertly lured others into pitfalls, all while maintaining a distance. But as he maneuvered through the maze, a thought crept into Eli's mind. Why was he putting so much effort into impressing her? He was here to prove himself as a competitor, to show that humanity was capable of more than what was expected. Yet, the desire to win her respect twined itself with his ambition. Just ahead, Kira outpaced her competitors, but she momentarily underestimated Eli's determination. In a moment of clarity, Eli spotted a secret passage that would lead him straight to the center of the maze. With a burst of speed, he pushed forward, weaving through flames and traps, taking the path less traveled. He emerged in the center just moments before Kira did, his heart pounding with disbelief. The arena erupted into cheers as Eli stood triumphant. Kira halted, a mix of surprise and begrudging admiration crossing her expression. "Impressive," she conceded, her voice tinged with respect. "You are more clever than I thought." "Seems luck is on my side today," Eli replied, a grin splitting his face. "But let's not forget, I'm still quite a pathetic human." Kira stepped closer, her expression softening. "Perhaps being pathetic is only a label others have placed upon you. You've shown true intellect and heart in these challenges." The closeness between them sparked something unspoken, a magnetic tension swirling in the air. Both warriors stood just inches apart, surrounded by the cheers of the crowd. Yet in that moment, it felt as if the world outside their bubble had faded away. But as the tournament pressed on, Eli noticed Kira's expression drift once more into contemplation, the weight of her warrior's pride battling with the tenderness they had begun to forge. There was more at stake than just pride, and he recognized the challenge lay ahead not only in the tournament, but within their hearts. The atmosphere was electric as Eli entered the arena for the semifinals. The previous days of competition had forged a unique bond between him and Kira, a connection that was beginning to blur the lines of rivalry and romance. Yet, beneath the excitement lay a current of tension. Both competitors knew that victory had its costs. As the announcer's voice boomed, the format of the semifinals was revealed. It would be a team challenge, requiring them to partner up with other competitors to face a series of trials, testing not only their physical abilities, but also the strength of their mental and emotional bonds. Eli's heart raced at the prospect of teaming up with Kira. Kira approached him, her demeanor composed. Would it be allies now? Don't let your little human pride get in the way. Eli blinked, processing the shift in their dynamic. Allies? What makes you think I'll go easy on you? Because you know I'm still the better warrior, she countered, a playful smirk dancing on her lips. But perhaps I'll let you take the lead. Show me how your human brain thinks. Their first trial involved navigating a treacherous terrain of shifting platforms above a pool of viscous, glowing liquid. The aim was to reach the other side without losing balance or getting swept away by the tide. As the platform shifted unpredictably, Eli found himself in a bind. He maneuvered expertly, but his foot slipped, sending him tumbling toward the edge. In a flash, Kira grabbed his arm, her grip firm and reassuring. "I've got you," she exclaimed, her eyes wide with a fearless determination that grounded him. "Thanks, Kira. I owe you one," he said, heart racing not just from the challenge, but from the surge of emotion her touch evoked. Together, they worked in sync, Kira utilizing her agility to guide Eli as he led the way. He found clarity in her presence, an unexpected strength that enveloped them both. But after successfully navigating the first trial, a sudden silence fell over the crowd. A storm brewed as they entered the next challenge. This time, they faced a confrontation against another team, a pair of brawny alien brothers known for their rigorous training and bullying tactics. The arena transformed into a battlefield filled with obstacles, and Eli felt the weight of expectation pressing on him more than ever. As the fight commenced, Kira and Eli quickly fell into rhythm. Eli's focus on strategy complemented Kira's combat expertise. However, as the brothers charged at them, Eli found himself grappling with a dilemma. Should he rely on Kira's strength or trust his instincts to face the brothers head-on and risk what they'd built together? The brothers separated them, isolating Eli from Kira as they cleverly attacked. Adrenaline surged through his veins, and a primal instinct took over. "Kira, get to the left," Eli shouted, quickly trying to maneuver to reunite with her. Kira fought fiercely, but Eli felt an overwhelming need to protect her, a feeling that complicated everything he had worked for. Distracted by his desire to shield her, Eli miscalculated the brother's next move, leading him right into a brutal punch. He stumbled back, winded, but anger surged within him. Gathering his strength, he saw Kira struggling against both brothers and knew he had to act decisively. "Now, Kira, together," he shouted, his voice strained yet resolute. They synchronized their movements, a whirlwind of human tenacity and alien agility. Eli dodged and distracted while Kira delivered swift blows, their teamwork showcasing their growth. Finally, Kira landed a decisive strike on one of the brothers, sending him reeling. Just as victory seemed imminent, Eli glanced at Kira, who was locked in combat with the remaining brother. Sweat glistened on her brow, a fierce look of concentration etched into her features. In that moment, Eli realized, this wasn't just about winning. It was about protecting what they had forged together, the respect, the camaraderie, and feelings that bubbled just beneath the surface. Summoning everything left in him, he charged alongside Kira, their energies converging as they took down the final brother together, a powerful embodiment of their dual strengths. As the final blow landed, The crowd erupted into a deafening roar, a reminder that there was more to this tournament than mere recognition. It was about connection. Eli turned to Kira, breathless and exhilarated, their gazes locked in the aftermath of adrenaline and triumph, and he could see the spark of something profound between them. "We did it," he whispered, a grin breaking across his face. "Perhaps you're not so pathetic after all," Kira replied, her expression softening, revealing the layers of admiration and respect she had cultivated for him. But now the real challenge lies ahead. The atmosphere in the arena vibrated with palpable electricity as Eli and Kira prepared for the final challenge of the Galactic tournament. The cheers of the crowd echoed, reverberating within him, a mix of excitement and daunting apprehension rising in his chest. This was the moment they had fought for, their connection tested against the backdrop of competition and combat. As the announcer revealed the final challenge, a duel against one of the most renowned warrior teams in the galaxy, the tension escalated. The adversaries were feared and fabled, known for their ruthless tactics and sheer physical prowess. Eli could feel his hands trembling, the weight of this fight pressing down on him even more than the previous rounds. "Ready to eat your words, little human?" Kira asked, her voice laced with determination, though her eyes flickered with uncertainty. "Only if it means proving that we can beat them together," Eli replied, his voice steadier than he felt inside. "We've come too far for this to be just a fight. We're not just warriors, we're a team." As they stepped into the arena, Eli's mind raced. The camaraderie they'd built, the playful banter that had so quickly turned into deeper feelings, it all hung in the balance now. He couldn't afford to falter, not in front of Kira. The bout began with a blaring horn, signaling the start of the fierce contest. The opposing warriors charged, a thunderous presence bearing down upon them. Kira fell into sync with Eli, their movements fluid and strategic as they defended against the brutal onslaught. Eli quickly realized that brute force alone would not win this battle. It would require cunning and collaboration. They darted around their adversaries, Kira's agility complementing Eli's ability to read their opponent's strategies. As they fought, Eli felt a rush within, a resonance that reminded him that their connection was more than just combat. It was a bond forged in understanding and respect. But as the battle raged, the opposing warriors quickly realized Eli was the weaker link and began to target him. He struggled to keep up, feeling the pressure accumulate, but Kira was right there with him, a fierce presence that fueled his determination. "Eli, focus," she shouted, deflecting an incoming blow intended for him. "We need to stick together. Use your mind." In that moment, Eli understood. He could devise a strategy to outsmart their formidable opponents instead of relying solely on brute strength. He spotted a pattern. The opposing warriors moved in tandem, working off each other's strengths. "Kira, draw them in," Eli yelled, pointing towards a narrow section of the arena where the barriers closed in. Kira nodded, executing a feint that drew one of their opponents into a trap. As the famed fighters moved to follow her, Eli concentrated, calculating his angles. He ducked to the side, using the narrow space to separate the two warriors momentarily. With swiftness, Eli maneuvered behind the second fighter and, with a surge of adrenaline, delivered a strike that sent him sprawling. The crowd erupted in cheers, and Eli felt the tide shifting. "Now, Kira," Eli called, adrenaline surging through him like wildfire. Using that moment of surprise, Kira darted back into the fray, delivering swift and powerful strikes, ultimately capturing their first adversary in a graceful hold. Together, they pushed their competitors back, forcing them to rethink their approach. Eli and Kira moved as one, seamlessly and instinctively working together. As they exchanged blows, their bond grew evident to everyone watching, the ferocity of their teamwork a spectacle to behold. Finally, with one last collaborative effort, they landed decisive blows on their adversaries, securing a victory. Eli felt a rush of emotions wash over him as the arena erupted into thunderous applause, the energy infectious and life-affirming. Breathless and exhilarated, Eli turned to Kira, their eyes meeting amid the chaos of celebration. As the announcer declared them victorious, he couldn't help but marvel at the warrior standing before him, an inspiring force, bold and unyielding. "Did you see that?" Eli exclaimed, his heart racing. We did it. Kira's expression softened, their triumph resonating beyond combat. You are no longer just a pathetic human, she said, taking a step closer, her voice low and intimate. You've proven yourself today, and I have much to learn from you. In the wake of victory, Eli felt the sheer weight of all they had gone through together, each challenge, each jest, now painted with deeper shades of connection. Together, he said softly, we've changed what it means to be a warrior. Yet Kira's eyes gleamed with something more, a question lingering beneath the surface of their dialogue. And what does that mean for us now? She asked, her vulnerability bold against her warrior's facade. Eli took a deep breath, the moment brimming with significance. It means we can redefine everything. Together, we can bridge our worlds, challenges, and perhaps even the heart. Suddenly, the arena felt smaller, just the two of them amid the chaos, transformed from competitors into partners, standing on the precipice of something extraordinary. With newfound courage, they stepped into uncharted territory, ready to explore the connection forged in the fires of competition and blossoming into something profoundly beautiful. The arena continued to buzz with excitement as fans celebrated the unexpected victory of Eli and Kira, a human-alien pairing that defied all odds. But beyond the cheers and the glittering lights, a stronger connection had formed between them, a bond that transcended rivalry and became something more profound. After the tournament concluded, Eli and Kira were escorted to a private chamber away from the crowd, still brimming with adrenaline, but now subdued by the weight of what had transpired. They had become champions, but it was the journey together, the challenges they had braved side by side, that held greater significance. You were incredible out there, Kira said, leaning against the chamber wall, a soft smile on her lips that revealed her genuine admiration. I couldn't have asked for a better partner. No, it was you who inspired me to perform at my best, Eli replied earnestly. Your strength and strategy turned the tide in every match. I didn't just learn about combat. I learned how powerful teamwork can be. Teamwork, yes, Kira mused, her gaze turning thoughtful. But we are more than just partners in combat now. What we built in the arena goes beyond fighting. Eli stepped closer, feeling the heat from her presence, a gravitational pull drawing him nearer. I think we've both changed through this process, he said, the conviction in his voice gaining strength. I came here seeking to prove humanity's worth, but I found something unexpected, someone unexpected. Kira met his gaze, her expression navigating between strength and vulnerability. I've never had a partner like you, Eli. One who challenges me and brings out something I didn't even know I was capable of. Isn't it just the nature of our worlds colliding? Eli asked, his heart pounding in his chest. You're a warrior, Kira. I'm just a human. But together, we have the potential to redefine those labels. Kira's vulnerability deepened, her wall of warrior pride beginning to crumble in front of him. Back on Zilthar Prime, we warriors are expected to uphold our castes, our traditions. To admit there's something more is daring. She hesitated, searching for the right words. But with you, I feel it's right. Then maybe we should embrace that, Eli responded, his voice nearly a whisper. We can explore this connection together. Kira took a step forward, closing the distance between them, her golden skin glowing softly under the dim lights of the chamber. Are you willing to face what comes next with me? She asked, her gaze unflinching. I am, Eli declared, emotion swelling within him. Whatever that may be, I'm all in. The room felt charged, a swirling tempest of unspoken desire and determination, and at that moment, they both understood they were on the brink of a new adventure, a partnership that extended far beyond the arena. Then let us forge our own path, Kira said, her voice steady, yet hopeful. A path where we learn from each other, challenge each other, and grow, where warriors and humans can redefine what it means to be strong. Eli reached out, taking Kira's hand in his, a tender gesture that bridged the gap between their worlds. Together, we can tackle anything, he affirmed, the bond between them solidifying into something profound and transformative. As they stood side by side, hand in hand, Eli felt a weight lift from his shoulders. The challenges had tested their wills, but it was their hearts that would ultimately guide them forward. That day marked not just a victory under the harsh lights of the arena, but the burgeoning promise of an extraordinary partnership. As they left the chamber, ready to face the world together, Eli glanced at Kira with a newfound sense of purpose. This journey was just beginning, and together they would delve into the unknown, learning, loving, and exploring the depths of what connection truly meant in the vast universe they inhabited. Together, they would prove that in a galaxy filled with differences, there was always room for a new kind of love, a love that was bold, defiant, and unlike anything the stars had ever seen. Days turned into weeks after the tournament, and Eli and Kira found themselves settled into a rhythm that blended their lives, intertwining two vastly different but beautifully complementary worlds. They embarked on a new journey together, one filled with experiences that allowed them to learn, laugh, and grow alongside each other. Eli traveled with Kira back to Zilthar Prime, where he was welcomed not only as a victor of the tournament, but as an honorary member of her clan. This was unheard of in their society. Yet Kira fought against tradition, her resolve fueled by love and the belief that the galaxies could indeed bridge their differences. In the lush landscapes of her home, Eli marveled at the bioluminescent flora, the heights of alien architecture, and the vibrancy of Ziltharian culture. He learned combat techniques from the warriors, not out of necessity, but out of respect for Kira's world and a desire to connect with her on a deeper level. Kira introduced Eli to her way of life, showcasing her home's customs, rituals, and the significance of the warrior's code. In turn, Eli shared stories of humanity, the dreams and aspirations that motivated him, and the laughter that characterized his culture. Over time, the lines between their worlds blurred, and Eli gained a deeper understanding of Kira's vulnerabilities and strengths. They spoke about their pasts, their fears, and their hopes for the future. As they trained together, something more than just mutual respect grew. It transformed into an abiding love that bloomed in the warm embrace of star-speckled skies. But not everything was easy. Cultural challenges persisted. Critics arose within Kira's clan, questioning the alliance between a human and a Ziltharian warrior. Still, Kira stood firm, encouraging Eli to rise against the challenges. "Our love is not a weakness, it is our strength," she shouted during clan meetings. "It shows that heart knows no boundaries." United against adversity, they faced the disapproval and skepticism head-on. They began to host joint gatherings that celebrated both human and Ziltharian culture, showcasing their unique partnership to the galaxy. Eli's unwavering determination inspired not just Kira's clan, but the entire planet as they witnessed the unity between their champion and a pathetic human. He became a symbol of hope, a bridge that began to mend the age-old rift between their peoples. One tranquil evening, under the vast cosmos, Kira took Eli to a sacred grove, illuminated by the soft light emitted by the alien flora. It was a space of serenity that reflected the emotions that had blossomed between them. "I have something for you," Kira said, pulling out a pendant that glimmered with the essence of their shared journey, subtly combining the aesthetics of their worlds, an intricate design of human and Ziltharian symbols. "This is a symbol of our bond, our united paths." Eli stared at her, his heart swelling with love. "Kira, it's beautiful," he breathed, taking the pendant into his hands. "But nothing compares to what we've built together. It's the connection between us that truly matters." "Yes," Kira said softly, her golden eyes shining. "And it's only the beginning. I want to explore the galaxies with you, discover new worlds, face challenges together, and create our legacy." Her voice, warm and sincere, held a promise that sent shivers down Eli's spine. "I want that too," Eli replied, breathless at the prospect of an unpredictable future filled with adventure and love. "But it's not just about where we go. It's about who we become together." In that moment, surrounded by the beauty of the universe and the warmth of their connection, Eli took Kira's hands in his. "Let's take on the world together," he declared, the weight of their journey culminating in this promise. "You've shown me what love can be, fierce, bold, and entirely ours." And with that, Eli pulled Kira close, sealing their commitment not with words, but with a kiss that spoke of boundless possibilities, the melding of two souls that appreciated their differences while discovering the strength in their unity. As the stars twinkled overhead, Brighter than ever, they knew they were ready to embrace whatever came next. An adventure bound not just by tournaments, but also by love, respect, and an everlasting bond.